would like to share a few inputs about Sri Vishnu Educational Society. SVS has always been a beacon of inspiration where the leaders serve not only as mentors but also as catalysts for change. Their unwavering dedication and vision have continuously empowered to push boundaries and strive for excellence in every aspect of education. One such initiative is Vedic. Vedic is think tank for learning and innovation and a residential center serving as holistic platform for interdisciplinary and inter-institutional collaboration and sharing of best practices in education, research, innovation, and academic leadership. Vedic is the first IGIP accredited training center in India and can run International Engineering Educators Certificate Program. Moving on, we now reach to one of the most anticipated segments of National HR Summit 2025, our panel discussion, with the theme, The Symbiotic Workplace, Integrating AI and Human Capital. This session brings together thought leaders who are shaping the future of human resources through innovation, strategy, and empathy. To lead this insightful conversation, may I invite our esteemed moderator, Mr. Anil Kumar Bonu, founder, state chairperson, Global Human Resource Management and Organizational Development Council, to kindly take the dais. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have a round of applause? So, joining him on the panel are the distinguished experts whose diverse perspectives will enrich today's dialogue. May I now invite our panelists to the dais. Mr. Naresh Nutalapati, Director, Talent Acquisition, Digital Engineering Services, Sutherland Global. Mr. Naresh Nutalapati. Okay, moving on. Mr. Harneet Singh, Chief AI Officer, Rabbit AI. Moving on to the next, Mr. Shayank Majumdar, Co-founder and CEO, Adya AI. Mr. Shayank Majumdar. Mr. Debikar, Co-founder and CEO, HireGPT. Mr. Deepak Nayak, Co-founder and CIO, Krisam Creative Tech Private Limited. Ms. Suchismita Burman, founder, Bellspide Advisors. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our panelists with a warm round of applause.
Good morning, all of you. And my name is Anil, and I'm founder of Talent Spotify. We work with KPI gamification platform.
Companies have a full strategy how they're going to execute for the next 3 years. What will be the role of AI and humans, how they will elevate humans to that role, how they will introduce AI to fill the gap, and how they will beat the competition. AI first. AI-enabled companies, on the other hand, are thinking, these are the functions I will do with AI, but they don't have a full strategy of AI. AI-scared companies are thinking, I will hire a few more MBAs and finish this.
Yeah, and maybe what I'll do is I'll simplify it. How many of us are HR professionals here? All right. So the way you think about this is, how many of you come from technology organizations? All right, very good. So now if you really look at how you build tech skill matrix, right? It starts from foundation level, it's a fluency map, and it goes up to an advanced level, right? So the way he speaks about it is we have to just look at it from that same model perspective. Now that depends on what is the organization readiness from how deep is it hurting you today and where is it that you're going to invest for the future. So the way we think about, so when you talk about organization barriers, So if you just scale it into 3 levels, one is the recommendation. You want AI to be your recommending partner, consulting partner. That's when we talks about, it's like the digital native, the AI inspired ones, the first level. The second is where the assistant function really comes in. So which is where, if you look at HR policies today, which is where our maximum HR people are spending the time of interpretation of policies, or any policies for that matter, right? That's where, again, AI can be extremely value adding to make it efficient as well as effective. The third comes is where we are really looking at this to be able to elevate the value proposition itself. Right? Suppose if you're looking at doing a budgeting exercise for compensation purposes or promotion purposes, correct? How much of time do we spend as an HR function people doing that? Who likes running promotion processes in any organization? Nobody. And I can tell you, between Debbie and I, we have Deloitte as a common organization that we were part of. I was the HR and he was the business. I mean, we used to spend months just being able to do that kind of work. Now, the way we have to think about is AI, so I'm addressing the point of fear that you talked about. See, what it is going to really think about, and that requires leadership attention to say, where is the value creation from humans that is required? Right? Because what it will mean is HR function people is not going to run around looking at managing spreadsheets, will not run around looking at customizing emails. That work is actually being given to the digital assistant. That's the persona that is being created, which is integrating the data across various spreadsheets. You're putting the criteria. So what will really require? The barrier is coming in the way we are thinking about our role. Our inability to think about and going beyond our comfort zone of looking at transaction roles. Those are going away. And that, in my opinion, is the biggest barrier across the value chain from top down, to be able to really relook at the human roles that can really be more value adding compared to how people are spending their time today.
Well said, Sushita.
So one point here, it is kind of a mindset coming from the top, right? AI is there, not there to replace jobs, but to replace your burden. Right? So if that mentality and thought process that I am using AI to replace my burden rather than thinking that it will replace my job is an attitude.
How do you see this AI human culture, like not to fear about AI? Like how do you see that in a strategic lens, that AI, where employees don't fear AI but see it as an enabler?
Yeah, I think this is what we were discussing. If the fear has to go, that means an action has to be taken. An action on awareness about knowing AI, right? You always fear about something which is unknown. Now, if you know something, that fear goes away, right? So it is about being, what you can say, upskilling ourselves or knowing about it. I think we, especially our generation, the younger generation, we feel that they are much better, because they know AI in and out. It is not like that. We are also much capable. So it is a kind of mindset in our own thing. It is a problem with setting our mind. I think we should leave our mind not to be set.
That's the point. See, I think adding on to what you said, this is very, very important. आज जब हम AI का role company में क्या है, when we think about it, the first thing that should come to our mind, and you really brought this to the front, is AI is your researcher. AI is your strategist. AI is your analyst. You understand? AI is not your operations person.
It's not a digital assistant.
Yeah, don't. Then you're misusing it. You don't tell AI to write an email. Okay, you can. I mean, but that's not the real goal. If AI can go to the internet, find out what your competitors are doing, what your pricing should be, identify the right people and hire them for you, analyze all your information and tell you what is going right, what is going wrong, all from a single question, then you're doing it right. That is called an AI first company, where the decisioning, entire support system is coming from AI.
That's great. Debbie, for you, how do you see HR leaders to redefine the productivity by ROI matrix in terms of AI perspective?
Sure. See, what we are seeing, at least with customers that we are working, The question is, yes, we are talking about AI, and it's not going to come cheap also, right? We have to spend on it. The faster we see an ROI, and that is where partners and vendors like us to have to collaborate with CHROs to prove. Because a lot of time what HRs work on, it cannot be put in numbers and say, yes, we did this and because of which we changed the numbers. Easy for sales to do, easy for marketing to show, I got so many clicks, I got so many numbers. HR, a lot of these are non-tangibles. I'm calling people 2 days to work. Can you guarantee that the deliveries will be 10% faster? You can't, right? It's a culture thing. Similarly, when it comes to productivity, a lot of time existing matrices are not there to do a direct comparison that I used AI and that is why I changed it. What people are seeing on a day-to-day reflection that yes, for me to search a profile and find a candidate takes few hours. Then I have to find a panel availability. That takes 1 week. Panel has to be available. If I am able to do all of that, by design, by efficiency, yes, this brings me productivity right away when it comes to talent acquisition. Similarly, a lot of managers when on the OKR side and being coach, right, don't know how to define a proper feedback mechanism. If AI can be my assistant and can suggest based on company's goal, based on your team's goal and that individual's skill, here are suggested ways, you just enable that person to be able to do things faster, right? But are we today across organizations ready to say my productivity jumped by 30%? Because there is no yardstick today to measure right away. So it's, I think every step that you are measuring, dividing the overall activities into smaller steps. For example, even if we say AI can do all of the recruitment, to be honest, humans are predictably irrational. The same candidate who says resume fantastic, yes, I'm coming to the call, I'll take the interview, will not show up. Same thing will happen with AI. And that is where recruiters will play a major role and will continue to play a major role of talking to these fence sitters, convincing them, right? Why the roles will change. Instead of just sourcing, you are now nudging, right? Why is it important? But like I said, AI can do the skill assessment fantastic, but what if the person doesn't show up, right? So that's why I'm saying productivity will come when all of these are integrated and measured, rather than saying, I got AI, show me productivity improvement next day, right? It's a journey that you'll have to take, integrating it across the entire workflow.
Shak, you want to add? Deepak. Yeah.
1 second. Yeah. So I think you were talking about yardstick and also saying what is the metrics required for a company to know about their performance and productivity. Now, what I have seen is that each company's yardsticks and metrics are totally different. So AI is not a general. AI is very personal. AI is very customizable for a particular company. So here, when you have so many HRs, each one will have a different kind of a metrics, though it looks same from the broader perspective. But when you go and discuss, so it is a journey, as he said, it is a collaboration between a AI company or a AI expertise and the companies to work together and build a product. It is not a general product which can, that's what I feel.
Want to add?
So I'll just amplify what Debbie was talking about in terms of productivity element of it, right? Now, when we look at ourselves as HR professional, right, and you talked about performance matrix, what are a typical HR performance matrix versus what is it that business really requires, right? I think the biggest, and you talked about mindset shift, I think the biggest mindset shift that needs to happen in HR amongst all of us is to really look at our matrix about not what is it that we want to achieve versus what is it that business really needs and how we can achieve that. Yes? And why am I saying this? Because if you really look at some of these elements, I'll give you a simple example, and this prompts to what you were also talking about in terms of barriers. Today, if you really look at adoption of AI in the HR function, correct? Now, what is it that people have possibly learned? Some of our team members, they know how to give a prompt, correct? But essentially, they still don't know how to necessarily maneuver that prompt engineering, because how you maneuver that gives you the predictability of response that you can use. Now, as a leader, if I am not necessarily clear saying that is where my focus is going to be, what will I teach my people? What value creation will I do for my leaders? So as a result, what is important is to really be able to think about saying in what capacity and what is the progressive milestone that I'm looking at. Because everything is not necessarily always about productivity. Everything has a journey. But as HR professionals, first is to be able to realign ourselves to say, what is my business requirement? And then to really look at what is the skill that will be required of me as a leader, then my team, and whether it is adding value to the business as well.
To add on that point,
Can I just?
Yeah.
Okay. I want everybody to do just one small thing. Pick up your pen. Please. Okay? Now try writing with it. Try writing with it. Write something on the paper. Anything. It doesn't matter what you write. Just write. Please do this exercise. I'll tell you why I'm telling you to do this. Anything. It doesn't matter what you write. What did you do? You took the pen up, you opened the cap, you wrote. Half the time the pen did not work immediately, so you scratched it a little. And then it wrote, yes. This is a workflow. Who decided this workflow? Did somebody tell you exactly what to do? Nobody instructed you कि अच्छा pen काम नहीं कर रहा है तो छोड़ दो. You scratched it a few times to make it work. This is called agency. This is agency. Okay? So when AI can decide for itself how to make it work, how to make that pen work, because you can tell the AI कि cap खोलो और paper पे लिखो. You can't actually tell it all the possible things that might go wrong. It just has to think about how to make it work. This is called agency. Clear? So Gen AI क्या करता है? LLM को मैं जाके कोई सवाल करता हूँ, जवाब दे देता है. That's Gen AI. Clear? Workflow क्या होता है? मैंने उसको बोला अच्छा वो टूल में जाके उसका डेटा लगा देना. That is workflow. Agentic तब बनता है when this can decide by itself and autonomously think कि उसको successful कैसे किया जाए. Right? Okay, now AI has already reached the level of agentic. It is now reaching the level of super agentic, where it can even go and discover things online, create new tools and solve your problem. अब किस हद तक हम उसको जाने देंगे उस पर हमारा भी रिस्क है. But yes, but reality है कि AI can do this what you just did. Let it do it. It's not about measuring. Did the pen work? That's a goal, right? It's not about measuring how many times you scratch. What good is that? It's about getting the work done and getting to that end goal and measure the end goal. Let AI figure out how to get there. This is my suggestion. Agentic AI is truly an amazing thing.
Shak, with that note, to just adding on this point, how HR leaders has to see that one to become a successful AI with human resources. In one sentence, we have to conclude that. So,
Can you repeat, please?
how HR leaders and AI work together to make it as a successful to the organization perspective.
Yeah, I think you should not treat AI as a separate entity. I think that ego, that I am different and he is different, a barrier shouldn't be there, right? I think with that thought in their mind, that I should know clearly what I want. I think the best thing to know about AI or to come out of this is to understand what I really need. If that question is very clear in everybody's mind, there are answers available.
Okay. Debbie, for that same thing.
I think for speed is a competitive advantage for business. I think this is the first time I'm seeing HRs have the fantastic opportunity to contribute to that, because end of the day, how fast can I get talent? How fast can I identify issues within the organizations? And I think over a period, the HRH human will not only be about humans, because like you said, sales team will have agents, marketing tool will have agents, HR team will have agents. So you will manage a workforce of humans and digital workforce. You're already doing. So you cannot have same people being measured same way while the agent is doing the same task as well. So speed is an advantage. How can you bring that speed for the business using AI is going to be a focus.
Yeah. So Chashmita.
I'll just say this, think about AI as a cultural marathon, not as a digital sprint. And I'll tell you why I'm saying this, because at the end of the day, what you're doing is that you're leading with AI principles, and I call it ERT, which is, what do you think E is going to be? Empathy? Okay. Ethics.
Ethics.
Because what happens is, essentially, ethics is going to be a driver of where you never cross the boundary. What is R? Responsibility. Responsive. How is it that you're going to actually, where are your boundaries? How is it that you're going to use? T is for, and also rigor. R stands for rigor. What is T? Transparency. Because this is where your source, because people will trust the data. Somebody you have to trust. So you have to lead with transparency. And what did I say? ERT with? What can S be? What can P be? P is privacy, because data privacy issues have to be necessarily looked at. What is it? S is security. So that's the way I would think about it.
Sure.
Okay. About, let's say, 10,000 years ago, we discovered fire. Life changed. Do we use fire the same way today? No, no. We figured out so many ways to use fire today, contain fire, and run our society. Somewhere down the line, we discovered language. Then eventually we discovered electricity. Then the internet. See how this is becoming faster? 10,000 years to fire, but only 20 years from electricity to AI. Internet to AI. So we are moving into a new era. Please prepare yourselves. We are moving from which era to which era? We are moving from automation to intelligence era. Which means every digitalization is a fossil. Now what you need to do is what? There is a new word. It is called orchestration. What does orchestration mean? Connecting everything we do and intelligently letting it work. So for the new world, whichever role you are in does not matter. The future is intelligence. And maybe in another 10, 20 years, another new era will come. But for now, it is the AI era, the intelligence era. Learn to orchestrate everything you do. Think of it like a song. The rhythms must match. The beats must sound good. The lyrics must sound good. Yes?
I think what we can, one quick one, so we can show display orchestration as an example, right? So just it takes 30 seconds. All of you just do clapping. Can you just clap? Clap. Okay. Now you do one thing. When I raise, you clap. Only one clap. All of you together. When I come down, don't clap. Go on clapping, go on clapping. Okay. So, orchestration is that guy where I am not doing work. Everybody else is doing, and I am managing this. Right?
Perfectly said on this one. Thank you for everybody for this panel. To conclude that, if you have any questions, you can just do it offline after this dais, all the panelists are here so that you can meet them and you can ask any queries on this one. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So today's dialogue